This is your one-stop guide to everything Rise of the Resistance, Walt Disney World, Florida. If you're planning a trip to Disney, you're already at Disney, and you're trying to figure out how to get on Rise of the Resistance, the ride, this review is going to tell you some tips, some tricks, and I'm going to go through the actual whole ride itself closer to the ends of the review and see if you guys find that it's worth it or not to go through everything to get on the ride. Stay tuned. Here we go. What's up, guys? It's Chad here with G-Reviews. As you can see from my shirt and these lightsabers, I got something to tell you guys that's important. It has to do with Star Wars. I'm going to go over the best way, the stress-free way to get onto Rise of the Resistance at Hollywood Studios in Florida. Number 1, do not stress. I cannot stress that enough. Do not stress. I will tell you exactly how you're going to get on that ride, and you're going to do it without any stress. Alright, I'm going to start from the very beginning of the process to getting onto the ride. And then closer to the end of this review, I'm going to actually do I'm going to have the whole ride. I videoed the whole thing closer to the end so you can see it if you think it's worth it or not. This is a long process. I'm going to walk you through it all, so please stay tuned and I will get you through it. Alright, if you're a resident of Florida, if you're coming from another country, it's all the same process for everybody. If you buy a ticket to get to Hollywood Studios, you already have the ticket to get onto the ride. You just have to go through the process of actually getting on the ride. Just remember, this is a brand new ride. Everybody wants to ride it. That is why it's such a high demand ride. Every single person wants to ride this ride because of the hype. Okay? I'm going to tell you exactly if the ride lives up to the hype or not. So, starting out, buy your tickets. Okay, online, do a travel agent, whoever it is, buy your tickets. Okay, get magic bands. Alright, get the magic bands. I know they cost a little bit extra. They go on your wrist. They save all your information. All you have to do to check in is just swipe the magic band on the little scanner and it'll turn green and it'll keep everything nice and neat and organized. Also, on all the rides that take your picture, instead of you physically having to go and look and order the picture, yada yada yada, with the magic bands, there's little scanners underneath the computer screens. If you see your picture you want, you just go up, you scan it, and it automatically saves it onto your account so you can go back to it later and either buy it or look at it. Alright, now, many of you are stressed at this point still, okay? I was stressed. I didn't even think about I was going to get on this ride on my last trip. Me and my family, which was my wife, my 2 girls, one was 4, one is 2, and my parents. We all went on, we went to Disney, Animal Kingdom, Epcot, and Hollywood Studios. I might still call it Universal Studios, but that's just what it was like when I was growing up. So it's Hollywood Studios now. Okay. All of us talked to Disney workers, Disney employees. We talked to friends, family who have done it or have thought about doing it, and everybody's answer was different. It was stressful. Most people were telling us we have to be at the park at 5 a.m., and some people we talked to said, don't even bother, you're not going to get on the ride. Okay? I didn't want to have to come back on a separate trip just to go on that ride, so me and my wife, we really tried to do some research, focus in on what exactly it takes to get on Rise of the Resistance. Okay? Again, don't stress. I will walk you through it. Alright? Again, once you got the magic bands, that's all you need, and then I'll walk you through how to get on. Okay. The most important thing to remember, okay, this is the start of it. The most important thing to remember is all you have to do is anybody in your party that is wanting to get on Rise of Resistance has to be fully checked in to the park, okay, Hollywood Studios, before opening time. Again, everybody in your party has to be checked in fully into the park to get on the ride. Okay, having said that, let's go back. Okay, before you even go to the park, make sure you get the Disney World app, okay? on your phone. You can download it for Android. You can download it for Apple. Okay, they have it. It's a Disney World app. Okay, sync all your party, everybody that's going, with the magic bands onto the app. Okay, so get the app, get everybody that's in your party with a magic band on the app. Keeps everything nice and neat and organized, and that really is the only way you're going to get onto Rise of the Resistance. Okay, so make sure you get everybody synced with the app. Now, you make an account on the app, and you can log that account app onto different phones. That's another tip and a trick. Okay, I'll go over that shortly. Alright, so you got the app, everybody is synced to the app. Alright, first things first, you want to arrive about an hour and a half before the park opens. Okay, when I say arrive, I mean driving your car onto Disney property. Okay, drive your car onto Disney property, park. From this point, it's going to take 30 minutes to get fully checked in. Okay, so get all your belongings out of your vehicle. Don't forget the magic bands or the phone with the app on it. That's the most important thing. Get all your belongings, walk over to the entrance, okay, or where the tram is, one of the two, whichever one you want, okay. Hollywood Studios isn't quite as elaborate as Disney. You don't have to take a boat or a monorail just to get over there, okay. The park is right next to the parking lot, okay. First thing you're going to do when you come up here, okay, you're going to go through the bag search area. Okay, this is the most time consuming. I know families, they take a ton of bags, they take diaper bags, yada yada yada. Those Disney employees, the security guards there, they have a police force, but the security guards, okay, will search every single pocket on that bag. So don't try to stuff things and hide it. They literally have to go through every single pocket. That's per their policy, they told me. Okay, because I had a backpack that has about 5 pockets and then 2 side pockets. They searched every single pocket. Don't bring any firearms, any knives, anything that can be construed as a weapon of any kind, because they'll either confiscate it, you'll be in trouble, or you just don't want that to happen. It'll ruin your experience. Alright, so go through that process. You will go through a metal detector, okay, keys, all that kind of stuff will set off. They are pretty sensitive. Alright, once you get your whole group, your party, through that process, the next thing is you're just going to go and you're going to either present your ticket or your magic bands to get into the park. Okay, everything in these parks now is all electronic. There's no really any more paper stuff, so that's why I say get the magic bands. Okay, in my party, it was me, my wife, my oldest daughter, and my parents that wanted to ride Rise of the Resistance. Okay, I have a 2-year-old. She was way too short to ride it, and I'll go over what we did to overcome that in shortly. Okay, once those 5 magic bands, okay, were checked into the system, that unlocked our ability to get our Rise of the Resistance tickets on the app. Okay, if one of those people were late or they didn't show up, we couldn't do it. So everybody that's on the app has to be checked in before the park opens. Okay. Alright, I'm going to cut the film and we're going to start over. I'm just going to change the battery on my camera here. We are back. We are back. Where was I? Okay. Rise of the Resistance. That's right. Again, once you get your whole party checked in, it'll unlock the app, and all you have to do is be in the park at 7:59 and 8 a.m. If you get to the park, you get that through the whole process at 8:01, I'm 100% guaranteeing you are not going to get on Rise of the Resistance. It is imperative you get in there, you get your app pulled up, you check in before 7:59 a.m. Eastern Time. Alright, now I'm going to explain the process. There's going to be a crazy amount of people going into that park around the same time you are. And everyone is there for the same reason. Okay? Now, there was people right around us. The park will literally fill up with people to where there's standing room only. You can't move. Okay, it just gets so packed with people because everybody wants to get on Rise of the Resistance. Okay, now, in speaking with people, there's two ways to do it. You can either A, be on the Disney Wi-Fi. Okay, the park is completely filled with Wi-Fi, so you can connect onto the community Wi-Fi, or B, you use your service provider. Now that's a double-edged sword. I know people that use the Wi-Fi and got tickets. I know people that use their cellular data and got tickets. Okay, I just want to let you guys know the Wi-Fi fills up with people really fast. Okay, if you want to get on the Wi-Fi, that's completely up to you. I personally recommend going in there, staying on your cellular data. Now, if you go in the park and wherever you're standing, you don't have 4G at least, I know 5G's out, but 4G at least, do not use it. There's literally somebody standing right next to us that had US Cellular with no data. We were jumping for joy when we got our tickets, and these people literally were hitting the button at the same exact time we were on their US Cellular plan, and they didn't get tickets. Okay, so if you have kind of like Boost, or I'm not going to name any names, but you know who you are. If you don't really have the best service, you know, AT&T, Verizon, all them guys, I would stick with the Wi-Fi. Okay, but again, it's completely up to you. I'm just giving you recommendations. Okay. Now, you're going to be refreshing the app about 5 minutes before the time 8 a.m. happens. Okay, so refresh the app, just keep on refreshing. Okay, and as soon as 8 a.m. happens, the little there's like a little button that's going to tell you to, let me pull up the app real quick. I'm not even sure if it'll allow me to go into it anymore because we're not at the park anymore. And let's see what we got here. Yep, Rise of the Resistance. Okay, it's going to be called Join Boarding Group. Okay, I'm going to do a close-up on exactly what the app looks like. You're going to want to do Join Boarding Group. That's the little icon. Before 8 o'clock, it's going to be grayed out. You can't click on it, but as soon as that happens, it'll come to life and you click on it. Okay? If you are lucky enough to get it, like I said, if you're in the park ahead of time, you're able to join the boarding group if you have good reception or Wi-Fi reception, okay, you'll get the tickets. It's not a matter of that. There's enough tickets to go around because Disney World has put everybody into what's called a boarding group. And this is supposed to help alleviate the long lines. But again, I'm going to go into that shortly on some of the problems that I had with the ride in general. Alright, that's that. I'll do a close-up on the app itself. Alright, here's my iPhone. Okay, I don't know if you can see, but right here, it's got the Disney World app. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. Alright. Obviously, it's going to want you to put on location services so it knows you're in the park. That's important. Make sure you do it. Alright, when you get to the park, that's what's going to come up. Okay, Disney World app. Alright. When you're in the park, okay, this is right here, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, access my boarding group. Okay, you're going to find out more. Okay, now, current land status is open. The ride's open right now, and they're now boarding 55 through 65. Okay, when we got ours, we were in boarding group 53, which is midway through. Okay. I'm going to go into that in the later part of the video as far as what the boarding groups mean. Okay. Right down here, see where it says My Status, Join Boarding Group? Oops, I'm going to go back here. Alright, My Status. So we're going to click on My Status. Okay. And then we're going to click on Join Boarding Group. Obviously, see, it's grayed out. Can't click on it. Okay. But when you're actually waiting for 8 a.m. to hit, you're going to want to click on My Status. See this right here? This is the most important thing to you, alright, in the morning. You want your phone to be right here. Okay? See how it says Join Boarding Group? A big icon across the whole screen. It's grayed out now. Okay? Can't click on it. But literally, you're just going to want to keep on refreshing. Okay? You want to refresh and refresh before 8 a.m. hits. Okay? As soon as 7:59.59 seconds happens, this little icon is going to turn blue. All the lines you see will be blue. The lettering will be blue. You slam it. You click on it. Okay? You have to. If you don't have good reaction time, you're not going to get onto the ride. Okay? Once you click on that, and if you actually get tickets, the next screen is to say you're in boarding group such and such. Okay? And then again, okay, you're going to have to go down a list and check all the people in your group that are going to ride. So this could be like, dad, mom, kid, whatever. You're going to click them all so they all have a boarding group in the same group. So it's a double-edged thing. You got to get the boarding group, then you got to include all the people onto the boarding group. All right, there's that. I'm going to go on to the next step. Now that we have a boarding group, I'm going to go over the whole ride. I'm going to go over some tips and tricks, and if I thought the ride was worth it or not. Okay. First things first, boarding groups 1 through 100. Okay. If you're over 100 on the boarding group, you are a backup group. Okay. You're probably not going to ride the ride. All right. The reason I'm saying that is because at this point, February of 2020, Disney has not worked out all the bugs and kinks on Rise of the Resistance yet. Now when I say that, I'm going to go over the nightmarish ride that me and my family had. Okay, I'm going to go over some video footage of the actual ride itself. I'm sorry it's not the best quality. I filmed it on my iPhone and I wasn't expecting to be able to film it at all. I wore this shirt into Rise of the Resistance, so anytime a stormtrooper had saw me, like they were walking around, they'd stop me and they would harass me in a Disney sort of way. Okay, no big deal. They don't take anything from you or any whatnot. But having said that, you get a boarding group. All right, they started. First boarding group is the very first one of the day. If you're lucky to get number 1, good. You go straight from where you just were right into it and ride it. Okay. The later in the day you are, the less and less chance you have to actually get onto the ride. All right. We're boarding group 53, so we're like right in the middle. So we were expecting midday to be our boarding time. Okay. It's not how it happened, but on the app, it'll tell you the status. It'll say now boarding groups 50 through 55. If you fall in that group, just make your way over to Rise of the Resistance ride in the Star Wars area, and you'll get right on. Okay. Now, breakdowns. All right, we started our trip at, let's see, 7654. We got called about, I'm not gonna say called, on the app it said to now board around 4:30, somewhere around there. Okay. Now when you walk up there, there's literally 3 sets of people you walk through that they verify that you are who you are. Okay, this ride is super in demand. People try to just skate through and get on all the time. So there's a lot of, I'm not going to say security, but there's a lot of employees there at the gate checking to make sure you are who you are. Okay. A very important thing if you are in a group of people, when you have a small child, a handicapped person that cannot ride these rides, okay, it's what's called rider swap. Okay, we didn't know this until the very last day of our trip. It's not advertised. Nobody tells you. I'm telling you this as a tip. Okay, it's called rider swap. For example, okay, the whole week almost we had to do this. We have, like, let's say me and my wife and daughter wait in line. Okay, wait in line like an hour and a half ride. We wait in line for an hour and a half with my daughter, who's 4. She's tall enough to ride most of the rides, not all of them, but most. Okay, we go through, we get off, and then me and my wife and daughters, we would hang out because we have one that's a 2-year-old, so somebody always had to wait outside with the 2-year-old to get on any sort of like good rides, for adults anyway. All right, and then my parents would go in, or it'd be like one person would wait, and then 3 people would go, that kind of thing. And we would do that, so we'd be wasting, 3 hours for 1 hour and a half wait ride. So it was crazy. So we finally figured this out on the last day in the Star Wars section. We just kind of went up to somebody who was an employee and kind of complained. They said, "Oh, you can do rider swap. What rider swap is before anybody gets in line on the ride, go up to any employee that works that ride or that little area, and they'll have an iPad that has a little scanner on the bottom, okay? You literally scan whoever is not going on the ride, scan their magic band, and they literally get a fast pass, okay? Now, this is very important. I wouldn't go ahead and tell every single person, but everybody who watches this gets that tip, okay? So let's say, for example, me and my wife and my daughter would go on, we'd wait in whatever ride, an hour and a half, for example, okay? We would go and have my parents, mom and dad, scan their magic bands, and they would get fast passes. So as soon as me and my wife and daughter get off the ride, my parents literally would go through the fast pass lane, scan their fast pass, go almost right on the ride it, and get off. It'd be almost half the time as what we've been doing the whole time so far. Alright? Excuse me, sorry about that. So that's important, okay? That's what we did on Rise of the Resistance. Alright, it was me, my wife, and my daughter, and my parents got the fast pass. So you have the boarding time is out of your control. All that has to do is with the Disney ride and all making sure everybody gets through, okay? That boarding group is supposed to alleviate the wait. However, okay, I have some footage of all the turnstiles in the ride, okay? The ride broke down multiple times when me and my wife and my daughter were waiting in the line, okay? Our wait to get in there, to actually get seated on a ride or start the ride process was an hour and a half, okay? This is just my opinion. The whole thing I'm doing with these boarding groups, I thought was to alleviate the hour and a half, 2 hour long wait times that a lot of the other rides have. But that's just me. I thought that's what it was supposed to do. And hopefully when they get the ride completely straight or fixed, however you want to say it, the wait times will come down, okay? So again, here's some shots of the turnstiles. There's probably about 6 to 8 turnstiles and a couple video, I got some video shots and some pictures.
My phone's dead, baby girl. You got your iPad? I'll give you $1 if you calm down. One whole dollar.
Okay, now that those are done, okay, you're going to feel really happy because once you get to the last turnstile, it opens up into a room that I believe has 3 doors, okay? The employees working the ride will set you and your group by number. If they'll say how many people, 3, 5, whatever, they'll put you in groups in front of these 3 doors, okay? You sit there, you wait, the doors open, they say, okay, go all the way to the end, fill in as much as you can, alright? The next room, okay, starting to get kind of cool, alright? It's going to be Ray's in the room as a hologram, and then a BB unit, okay, probably BB-8, does his thing, he locates where you have to go and have a mission, alright? And here's the video footage of that.
Commander 9-9, please report back to IGS cockpit.
Incoming transmission from Ray. BB-8, is everyone assembled? Good. Should you be in flight prep? Recruits, thank you for joining the cause. A covert resistance team led by my friend Finn has infiltrated a First-Order Star Destroyer that is now headed to this system. Your outpost on Batu is no longer safe. We have transports waiting to take you to General Organa's secret base on Pucara. I'll regroup with you there. The Resistance desperately needs your help in our fight against Kylo Ren and the First Order. Remember, it is vital that you keep the location of the Bakara base secret. Lieutenant Beck, one of our top commanders, will lead you.
Affirmative. Transport is ready. Line Numb and I shall personally see them delivered.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Welcome to the cause. May the Force be with us.
Commander Poe Dameron and a squadron of X-Wings shall escort us to the rendezvous point on Bakara.
Roger. This is Black Leader. I hear you're a fine-looking group of recruits. Oh, no time to waste. Let's get you on your way to the General.
Stand clear.
Okay, now from here on out starts the actual ride process. Now when I say process, it is not just a simple ride. There are multiple facets of this ride, which kind of got, although I'm not going to say boring, but they got kind of aggravating and time consuming, okay? The first thing you do after this, okay, the door opens and you go off into this really well done, visually, area where you walk out into. It feels like you're in the woods. Okay, here's the video footage of that again.
Initiate green flight sequence on deck 3 from Bakara.
Sorry, this is fine.
Walk out into the woods, and there's going to be an X-Wing sitting there on the ground with the wings folded, okay? And there's going to be a transport unit. It's just going to be, it looks like a big square, and it's got like 4 engines on the sides, okay? And it looks like it's just sitting there kind of landed, all right? The doors are going to open, all right? You're going to go in. There's not going to be any seats. There's not going to be any real handrails. There's not going to be any instruction. The doors open, everybody goes in. The doors close behind you, okay? In this particular thing, there's a screen in the front, a screen in the back. So if you want to see what's going on, head to the front or the back of the ship, or the transport, whatever you want to call it, and you will see the little action scene that takes place.
30 seconds. Good. Yes. Check the hyperdrive also.
Transport takeoff in 20 seconds.
Good. Airspeed sensor.
Okay, it's not a simulator. The ship doesn't move, it doesn't rock. I mean, it doesn't do anything. It just sits there, the screens play, and you actually get, you know, shot at, you fly around.
Try to shake your level. I'm trying. Lost blue flag. I'm gonna try to draw it away. Copy that. Get us clear so we can make the jump. Be ready. You won't have much time.
And then, of course, in normal Star Wars fashion, you get caught in a tractor beam, okay? You get pulled into a, you know, Imperial Star Destroyer, whatever ship it is, okay? It's on the screen. Obviously different movies call them different things, but you get pulled into a tractor beam. All right, this is where, to me and my wife, the ride starts to get a little disappointing, okay? You get caught in a tractor beam, you get pulled in, you know, over the speaker it says, "Oh, prisoners, we're preparing to board you, blah, blah, blah." All right, so you're expecting, I put my phone away for this because I figured that we were going to get boarded and captured. This is what I was thinking, okay? The doors fly open, lots of lights, kind of like spark looking things come open, like they force the doors open. All right, and then one single federal or imperial woman, no offense, comes onto the thing and says, "Rebel scum, you've been captured. Follow me." And this is where it kind of got disappointing because I didn't feel like I was captured. All right, that's that one employee coming on saying that you've been captured, follow me. It's kind of disappointing. I was expecting some stormtroopers, at least 2, to accompany her. There wasn't anything. All right, the next scene you walk into, again, here's footage of that.
It's just a ride. It's just a ride. Come on, watch where you want.
They're way up there.
Green light.
Anywhere. They're fine.
Okay, It is amazing. It is so well done. You walk out into a bay, and the bay is probably like, it almost feels like a football stadium in there, how big it is. But it's pretty much the inside bay of one of the, where the TIE fighters come in and land. And there's just rows and rows and rows of stormtroopers. Okay? Rows and rows. But you'll realize really quickly they're all fake. Every single one is fake. They don't move. They don't follow you with their heads. They don't do anything. So at this point, everybody was kind of confused. Everybody's kind of walking around this little area because like that one girl came in and said, "Follow me." But people were over there taking pictures. If you're following the storyline, we're supposed to be captured. So there's not really anybody keeping you captured. So you can kind of walk around in this area. Like I said, none of the stormtroopers do anything. Back to Rise of the Resistance. This is where it even goes even further downhill. Alright? After being captured and walking through the bay where nothing happens, there's a screen on the back end of the bay where stuff is flying by the ship, which is awesome. Okay. The next set of doors you go into take you down a hall for more waiting. More turnstiles and more waiting. At this point, my wife and I looked at each other and said, "What in the world is going on?" Okay. We just went through an hour and a half of waiting in turnstiles. We just went through, a ship and a capture. That really, the ship didn't do anything. And the capture, I didn't feel captured. Okay. We're still laughing, joking. Everything was still normal. We go up to, again, more turnstiles.
Auxiliary troops stand down.
At this point, we wait probably about another 25 minutes just to get, it's not a turnstile, it's just a long hallway with lanes. When you get to the very end of this hall, it comes to, I don't know if you remember on one of the first Star Wars where Princess Leia was captured. Okay, there was a little main area where Han Solo and Chewie and Luke was in there and they had to talk into the little mic and say everything's okay. Well, that scene is here. Okay. Now, there's a lot more Imperial employees at this point that are talking to you, and they're calling you rebel scum and all this stuff. Again, I didn't feel captured. And at this point, they're asking you for your party size, so you tell them. And there's a long hallway. It's like an L-shaped hallway. Okay, you can either get, it's 90 degrees. There's probably like 3 bays on each side and the 3 bays on each side over here. Okay, and those are the cells. They, at this point, they're going to extract information out of us, which is pretty cool. I remember it right from the movie. The little doors and everything are the same way. All right. So girl comes up to us, says yada yada yada. Put your phone away. We're going to confiscate you or put you in jail. Yada yada yada. And I cracked a joke, something to the effect of like, "Don't forget to check my wife. She's got things hidden in orifices." And the employee she started busting out laughing and she turned away. And I know that was kind of inappropriate, but like going into the whole storyline here, we're supposed to be captured. There's not supposed to be any laughter or anything, in my opinion. But again, it's Disney, so it is what it is. So after that, we get put in a room. There's approximately 12 people. Okay, it's supposed to be 12 people per cell. All right, so they put the 12 people in the cell. All right, once you're in there, there's a lot of extra room because the thing could probably hold a lot more people. Okay, but you turn around, there's a screen. Okay, and pretty much Kylo Ren comes in there on a screen. Okay, it's not an actual actor, it's not one of the animatronic figures, it's a screen. Alright, and this is where again it started to go downhill for me. Alright, Kylo Ren was talking to us saying, "We're gonna extract, the secret rebel base, where is it at?" This and that. The only problem is the voice audio was not matching up to the hand motions or anything of Kylo. If I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. And there was another couple of people up there with him. I think it was a general or something that actually you could see his mouth moving. The audio was not matching up. So again, kind of went downhill. And I was like right up against one of the walls in there. and all of a sudden I hear a noise and I saw some like fake sparks. And literally the door like right behind me went up and opened, and then it was the resistance, it was the rebels. They said, "We're here to save you, let's go." So they start hollering, and we leave out, and this is to the point where they put us in the shuttles or the simulators, whatever you want to call them, the cars. All right, then the door shuts, pretty much seats you in there, which was nice. There was an R2 unit at the front of every single car. It was the exact same car, okay? And I'm gonna break here, and we're gonna keep on going.
Transfer. Did it work? Good. Now get a move on. There's a clear path to the turbo lifts at the end of the hallway. Turn right. A probe droid. You're lucky it didn't spot you. Take those turbo lifts and stay out of trouble.
Hey, you're not authorized. Wait, those are the prisoners. The operation is touching block 3.
Cover is blown. Find an alternate route. Who picked these two droids anyway?
Detachment to level D.
Fire! Take cover, recruits! If anyone's packing a blaster, now's a good time. Ah! The escape pod's just below us! Wait, why are you going up? I said down! Up is bad! Up is real bad!
The Resistance will attempt to rescue the prisoners.
They have neither the resources nor the courage to engage us.
You underestimate their conviction. Raise the shields!
Shields? I see no evidence.
Now!
Sound the alarm! All personnel to their stations!
Sir, the prisoners have escaped.
How brave, but ultimately hopeless. There's nowhere to run. There's no escape. You will tell me the location of the secret base, and then I will destroy you and the Resistance.
Escape pods came in a little off target. Ground crews will meet you outside the wreck.
All right, nice job, recruits. Not what you signed on for, but hey, you're Resistance now. I think I have that authority. Right, Beck? Where's the lieutenant? I need eyes on Beck. I know, Scaffold's pod beacon. Lieutenant Beck here.
Beck! You're alive!
I should hope so. Great job, recruits. Thanks to your heroism, the location of the Resistance base is secure. Bravo! Yes, R5, you too.
Rise of the Resistance is an amazing ride, and it can be an amazing ride as long as Disney gets it together and gets all the kinks worked out. What they should have done before they went ahead and opened the ride, they should have gotten all the kinks out. All the cars are not run on tracks like, you know, It's a Small World. There's no tracks to go. Everything in there is run wirelessly with Wi-Fi and all that stuff. So we all know what kind of problems that can create, dead spots and things. You can do your own research. But again, Rise of the Resistance can be a great ride. Okay, right now, it's not. Still breaking down. Alright, if everybody likes what they saw here, please like and subscribe to the channel. And as always, may the Force be with you.